And what you can see there is just what we did already. 12 tiles all together. Over here, 6 of them are green. So 6 over 12 of the tiles are green. You could also say 6 over 12 of the tiles are red. So I'm going to do one practice with you, and I will assign you some work down here as well. So we're going to do 1A for practice. So the first question is which or what fraction of each rectangle is blue? All right, so all together, maybe I will write on this here. So all together we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across. All right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. So we have a square. All together we have 36 units, if you like. Okay, so that's going to be our denominator. Okay. Now, so the first thing we're looking to find is what fraction of this area is blue. So we count the tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the number for blue, 6 over 36. Now, the book asks us, I believe, to write as many different fractions as you can. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the board here. Make sure I'm not writing with the wrong marker. And we can multiply or divide to make equivalent fractions with this number that we've come up with for the blue color. So we'll multiply top and bottom by 2. When we're doing equivalent fractions, whatever we multiply the numerator by, we have to multiply the denominator by. Okay, so 6 times 2 equals 12. 36 times 2 is 72. So that would be an equivalent fraction to this one. They're equal, in other words. Okay. Now we don't like to work with too big numbers in fractions either, so we always want to keep them small as possible. So a better solution here would be to divide. Okay? So we could divide by 2. And we would come up, okay, 6 divided by 2 equals 3, 36 divided by 2 is 18. So this is an equivalent fraction to that one. Okay, we could also divide by 3 would work. And we get 6 divided by 3 equals 2. 36 divided by 3 equals 12. So those are some possibilities for the blue color. All right. Let's do the red. I'm going to erase. No, actually, I'll leave that on, I think, for now. The red. So all together, again, we know already we've got 36 tiles. We'll call them tiles for now. And for the red, so how many red ones do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 of the total are red. Okay? So the book asks you to make an equivalent fraction. Thank you, sir. To make an equivalent fraction for this. So again, we can multiply or divide, but the number that we choose to do this has to be a multiple of these two numbers. Okay? So we could multiply by each one by 2, and of course 10 multiplied by 2 equals 20, 36 by 2 is 72. And again, we prefer to keep our numbers smaller when we're dealing with fractions. So let's do a division. Divide both by 2. And we will get 10 divided by 2 equals 5. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So this is an equivalent fraction. Okay? this one is equal to that one. And sometimes you can make them even smaller, like here, for example, 2 would divide into each of these, so you could reduce that, make it easier to work with. This one you can't, because you can't, 5, okay, there's no factor that would divide into both of these other than 1. And the other color was green. I'm going to do green probably over here. So again, you remember the total number of squares or tiles is 36. And the number of green ones is 4. So we got 5 rows of 4, which equal 20. Yes. Okay, so I'm coming over here again. So this is the green tiles. So our fraction is 20 over 36. We have 20 green ones. That's our numerator. 36 is the denominator. That's the total. Okay? Just to make that clear, that's the total number of tiles there. All right, so again, we could multiply that both by 2 and get 40 over 72. Again, a very high fraction. So the best thing to do, although that's not wrong, we want to make fractions smaller whenever we can. All right, so I know both of these divide by 2. So 20 divided by 2 equals 10, and 36 divided by 2 is 18. Now, these numbers could be made smaller, I'm sure, so I'm going to, and this is what your book asks you to do, make equivalent fractions, do as many as you can. So I'm going to divide by 4, because I think this one could go smaller, okay? So 20 divided by 4 equals 5. 36 divided by 4 equals 9. Okay, so now I just created an equivalent fraction to this one. And this one here is equivalent to that one. All right, so, and up here, of course, we did a multiplication example. All right? So, you're going to get to practice that now. In your textbook, page 168, 169, we did 1A together. 1B is very similar, and I'm assigning for all students 2, 4, 6, and 9 as well. Okay, work on those. You can ask us if you have any questions, and of course, if you need more practice, there's exercises in the workbook as well.